Yeah, Vegas Matt is absolutely right, of course, when he says from time to time in his rather sad forays onto a baccarat table that peeling, bending, twisting, shaking, tearing, scrunching, whatever, the playing cards drives people nuts. And of course, the reason for that is that it's so completely unnecessary. It's not dramatic. It's not exciting. It's not funny. It's just dumb. And of course, it comes from uh, people who used to be called Oriental. Now they're, I'm not sure what they're called, East Asian. I don't know. It's so difficult to keep up with political correctness, isn't it? But I mean, I've played on occasion at baccarat tables with folks from the Far East, and they're usually very sensible, very kind of engaged in the game. They bet sensibly. They know what they're doing. They take risks that make me nervous very often, but they seem to know what they're doing. The one thing that they absolutely love to do is prolong the agony. So you'll see them doing what Vegas Matt and his merry mad men do from time to time, sort of rubbing the cards on the table and generally messing about. And I'd much rather just see the result right now. I mean, turn over the opposite side's cards, like DD is betting on player here. So I just say, okay, turn over the bank of cards and, I'll flip over mine and away we go. And the best games, as far as I'm concerned, are the ones where the rule is, at mini-back at least, that the dealer hangs on to both sets of cards and just does his or her thing according to the rules. And of course, the thing about baccarat is that it's very much a coin toss. I think you know what I mean. Hey, it's a Sunday. What can I tell you? Yeah, it's a coin toss. And the way to go, of course, is to follow patterns. Vegas Matt talks absolute bloody nonsense when he says that you should bet banker all the time, and he's even selling sweatshirts and T-shirts and God knows what, saying the anti-player banker club, and it's absolute nonsense. But Vegas Matt is a child of the casinos, or at least he's a servant of the casinos. And he's basically doing what the casinos will tell you. You ask a dealer, you sit down and pretend that you've never played baccarat in your life and say, well, what's the best bet? And the dealer will tell you, and a pit boss will back him up, a pit critter. Banker wins more often. Absolutely no advantage to you in that whatsoever. What you need to do is develop an understanding of the flow and follow it. And that's really what pattern betting is all about. So, it's the old story, take it or leave it, do what you want. But I'm telling you, if you don't bet progressively, if you don't bet in such a way that you win more when you win than you lose when you lose, then you might as well kiss your money goodbye. Not all at once necessarily, maybe not even right now, maybe not until tomorrow or the next day, but it will go if you don't bet progressively, but bet progressively according to a plan. And that's all I'm suggesting to you. I mean, it's lovely that there are people out there who imagine that they can turn, I don't know, 500 into 5,000 or 5,000 into 50 or whatever. And they listen to the likes of Dana White talking about, most recently, he hasn't had a losing session since September 1st this year. Today is November 22nd. And frankly, I don't believe him. I'm sorry. Am I calling Dana White a liar? Well, no, I think that's his job, and I think he does it very well, in the same way that his buddy in DC doesn't need to be called a liar. He just needs to open his mouth. And, that's how it goes. But anyway, that's beside the point. It has nothing whatever to do with baccarat. But I'm telling you, honestly, and I do know what I'm talking about because I lived in Nevada a long time and played a lot. If you don't bet progressively and if you don't bet to win more when you win than you lose when you lose, then sayonara to your bankroll. And then I'll have to do it in a minute. Sorry about this. I was about to say I'm just back from having a lovely lunch with an old friend, a dear old friend, in Cheltenham, which is about, 8-10 miles away from here. Free bus ride. thanks to the fact that I'm an old fart. And oh, and a free bus ride back too. That's the most important thing. Very nice. Korean restaurant. Not been keen on Korean food in the past. I tried that in Los Angeles a couple of times and was not wildly impressed. And then in Tokyo, ditto. Just not me. But this place, I don't know. They've got some sort of a blend thing going on, you know. So it's very good. 51, and none of this has anything to do with baccarat, but to hell with that. Okay, so we got our doodad, and back to the min. Double for the loss. One, two. Oh dear, 3, 4. There we go. Double for the tie. Oops, bit extra for the tie. Plus 1. 1, 2. 3, 4. Oh! All right. Long grass. 7, 8. And we're suddenly out of the long grass. See, the thing is that if you make sure that all your bets are kind of interconnected and are targeted towards the down, which is the depth of the hole that you're in, then you've got a chance of overcoming negative expectation. But if you do as these clowns, these professional losers on YouTube do, and just sort of treat each bet as an independent entity, unconnected with the others, unconnected with the whole, the deficit, whatever you want to call it, then you're just plain dumb, basically. But you know, dumb is not illegal. It's definitely not illegal. 51. 2, 3. There it is. Back to the min. Plus 1. 51. Repeat. Double for the tie. 2, 3. And again, there it is. Plus 1. 51. Back to the min. Repeat. Goody goody. Back to the min. Almost halfway through, I think. Double for the loss. That's 1, 2, isn't it? Yeah, 1, 2. Try again. Oh, sod it. Try again. There it is. Back to the min. Plus 1. Back to the min. Plus 1. Double for the tie. That's good enough. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat. 51. Repeat. Back to the min. Double for the loss. 1, 2. Oh, lovely. Nice job there, player. Yeah, these guys who stick on banker all the time, it's just so half-baked. It's hilarious, really. Double for the tie. Minimum. +1. Yeah, when I get to this point in the shoe, what I'm kind of looking for is a rollover, because it's a lot more fun as far as I'm concerned. And I know we're not about fun, but you got to be looking for fun in your life when you can find it. And I get much more satisfaction, if you like, out of beating negative expectation. And here we are with 32-21. The last few shoes we've had have been so tilted in our favour that it almost takes the joy out of it. I mean, it's still money. It's still more strength for the bankroll, which, if it were real money, all that stuff. But, what I really love to see is, now we're on 1-2, is beating negative expectation. Now 3-4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn it! 7-8, and then we're going to be running to the bank, I think. Oh dear! 15-8 to the bank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Christ on a bicycle. I suppose I've got a kind of 23, 16. This is 5, 4 in 500s. All right. I don't think I should really stay with this, but it's nearly running out anyway. 5, 4 in 500s, which is 3, 2. So now we're on 7-2. So I'm going to dump this shoe. And then what I've got to do is go over here and assign it, because I messed up. It's a good thing I can do it after the fact, though, isn't it? There we go. All right, so we're on 7-2, and I never, as you will have learned, I think, I never start a new shoe with a banker bet. So we're coming back to player. We might be going to blackjack, because this is going south on us, isn't it? There we go. It's the session balance is there now. So 7-2 on player. Okay, 5-4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now 1-2, 1-2. It's just like that, I mean, it's so, and it obviously, I'm not suggesting to you or to anybody else that by ditching a shoe, something like this is going to happen. But I tell you what, it happens a lot, And now we come back down to the min. Got a very healthy session balance now. Double for the loss. 1-2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7-8. We're there again. 7-8. 15-8. Running to the bank again. All right, now 7-9 for the commission. Bugger! So now we're on 16, 18, which I think I'm going to call 2-2, and then I'm going to run away from this bugger, I tell you. Nope. I'm sticking with it. Okay, so now we're still on banker, back to the min. We certainly got our commission covered, so that's good. +1. Three, 5. and we're running away from the bank. 8-5, which is 2-1 player. Now 2-2. There you go. Back to the min on player. We're 11 minutes in right now, so. All right, double for the tie. 51. 2-3. Bugger. 5-6. Getting our asses kicked on this show, that's for sure. Look at this over here. 5-6. We'll run away after this if we lose it. All right, 11-6. This shoe is toast because of this. 11-6, which is 3-2 on player when we start the new shoe. Such larks. What did I just say? 3-2? I think I said 3-2. 3-2 and 500s. Now it's 3-4, isn't it? There it is. And again, you know, I'm never suggesting to you that by gagging you're automatically going to go to a better place. But it just happens enough to keep the old machine rolling along. One, two. 3-4. Oops, 3-5 then. 8-10. We just squeaked that one, didn't we? Squeaking is fine. It's just 1 point sometimes, and that's good enough. I don't care. That would be 1-2, I think. Try again. Oh, shit. Hate ties. Have I mentioned that? Probably. Yeah, I think so. We're plussing now. No more plussing. 1-2. I think that'll do it. We're at 14 minutes and we're 8,210 ahead. And I'm going to dump this bugger. 20 bets in. Not sure where we're at really with this lot. I think we're probably slightly ahead. And like I say, I really love it most if I'm kicking ass against a negative situation, negative AV. But you can't always have what you want, you know. Like the song says. So, let's have a look. Gag 1. Gag 2. And let's check them out. First gag. I'll be right back. In a mo. All right then, no streamers and poppers at the end of this lot, that's for sure. But what a load of bloody rubbish. We actually had a house advantage, a player advantage, +5 over 66, which gave us an edge of 7.6%. But pattern betting couldn't keep up with the rising values. So, excuse me, beg your pardon, of losing bets, a sudden spurt of losing bets. So we had 2,075 lost, total action 10,275. So we flipped a positive 7.6% into a negative 20%. So let's not talk about that. We're going to have to move forward in just a moment. But anyway, plus 4,132 winners, average win 128, loss of 6,175, 27 losses, average loss 229, average win value over average loss value 56%. Yeah, fail. So not a good one, not fun, but there we go. That's how it is. So let's plod on to the next one. All right, back in a twinkling. All right, folks, so obviously what we're looking for in all these situations is a turnaround. And, you know, one of the things that the sort of feedback that I get from time to time is, yeah, but I mean, your bets are ridiculous. They're way too high. They're just, you know, and what I have to say to people is, look, the only way you can beat these games is with a big bankroll and betting progressively, and best of all, betting progressively this way, unless you can find a better progressive betting strategy, okay? And I'm sure there's one out there, and when I find it, I'll dump this one in a heartbeat and run after it and adopt it and start using it. But I haven't found one yet, and I haven't found one in whatever. I mean, it's 96 was when I first came on the internet with this thing, what was then the World Wide Web. And, you know, I've been improving this, tweaking this, making it better, making it smarter, making it a little bit less dangerous. And I don't think it's perfect now, but it's as perfect as I've got to. I've managed to get it to the point that I've got it to right now. Is as perfect as I can make it. But I'm still open to suggestion, and I'm still open to enhancements and improvements, and I'm sure that they will be added as time goes by. That's a long-winded way of saying, you look at the size of the bets in this shoe, and you think, you know what? These jerks on YouTube who are flinging money around like it's going out of style, and of course for them it is, because at the end of the day they're going to get more back than they lost through betting stupidly and recklessly and irresponsibly, dangerously, and setting a very bad example, exactly the way the casinos want them to, because the casinos do not want smart people sitting down at their tables and kicking their ass. They want people who are going to keep their chips heading towards the dealer's tray until finally they have none left. But anyway, what have we got here? We got a negative expectation of -6 over 23. That's the total number of bets. -26%. We won 7,509. Total action 15,859. We won 47% of our action. And I admit I did not factor in the commission, which is a very small part of this whole thing. I should try to remember to do that, but I never do. So, you know, I'm going to give up on that. It's all covered in the big worksheet that I put up to summarize these shoes. You know, that's what I've been doing for the last 100 or so, and I'm probably going to keep doing that now because I really like the way that it works and the information that it gives us. But anyway, so we made -26% into +47%. I like that. We won 11,684 across 7 wins, average win 1,669. We lost 4,175, 13 losing bets, average loss 321, average win value over average loss value 520%. So, you know, this is what it's about. What you have to be doing is betting in a way that, you know, when an opportunity arises, you've got the best bet out there. You can't do it all the time. You don't have crystal balls. You can't tell what's coming next. Every bet is more likely to lose than to win. But in spite of that, if you know what you're doing and if you bet strategically, sensibly, tactically, what's the word? I don't know. Logically, then, and consistently, of course, with a lot of money behind you. If you can do all of those things, then you will kick ass. And kicking ass is what we're about. But we're not doing it for fun. This is a business. It's just as much a business for us as the game is for the casino. We are on opposite sides. We are enemies. And we're after their money. They're after ours. And may the best bettor win. That's the way it is. Anyway, to the last, we'll go and check that out. And there it is. I forget how many minutes I said it was as well. I think it was about 15 minutes. I guess 15 minutes. I always forget to. I remember to do it with blackjack, but I forget with baccarat very often. And there's more time added to the demo because of all the faffing that has to go on with these summaries. But anyway, 20 bets in, so we're four ties there. I will be back. Oh, boo, bloody who. Now we've got another positive player edge. I hate him. No, I don't hate him. It's all money in the bank. It's money added towards the imaginary bankroll. But still, what I'm doing here is real. I don't know anything about what's coming in these shoes. I have no control over anything other than my bets. And I just keep on kicking the shit out of this sim, so that's got to tell you something, unless you're very dense. Anyway, we had +6 over 20 was our player edge, 30%. Ouch. The good news is we doubled that to +59% by winning 2,775 over total action of 4,725. So that's a bloody big hold, a very big win percentage, which is great. We won 3,750 across 11 winners, average win 341. We lost 975, 5 bets, average loss 195, average win value over average loss value 175%. So that's really good, obviously. I suppose I've got to try and do a combo now of the 3 shoes together. So I'm going away again. All right, then. So where we're at here is we had a win of 4,450. Total action was 30,859. And I've forgotten to get the percentage on that, so you'll have to listen to me talking to my personal assistant. Alexa, 4,450 divided by 30,859.
4,450 divided by 30,859 is approximately 0.1442.
All right, so the hold there was 14.4%. The win percentage is 14.4% of action for the 3 shoes that we played this time. I know there's going to be people out there who sort of say, yeah, well, that's ridiculous. The usual nonsense. A lot of them are going to be people who work for the casino biz who are trying to sort of like throw cold water over any suggestion that their games can be beaten other than by blind luck, and they're comfortable with blind luck. One of the things that amuses me about what's going on currently with the professional losers on YouTube is that clearly Vegas Matt's ego has got the better of him, because all of a sudden he's a winner year to date. He's still playing like crap when it comes to table games. He's still being a total idiot. He's showing off terribly, giving huge bonuses to what's his name, Daryl. I think he's from the Philippines, but I'm not sure. But anyway, he seems like a really nice guy, very slick dealer with his own special patented kind of flip with his top card. I have to say, and I said it to EJ over a year ago, I hate what those guys are doing. but I do admire the way that they do it. They are grown up, sensible. They don't swear. They don't drink huge amounts of alcohol or indeed any shitty stuff like Diet Coke and all that other rubbish. I don't think I've ever even seen them with a drink of water, but they bet like rubes. They do what the casinos want them to do, which is to draw in people with the idea that you might get lucky and you will have great fun, win or lose, which of course is utter balderdash, codswallop, nonsense, bollocks, BS. But Vegas Matt is making millions doing it, and, that's how it is.
Just as a reminder,
Alexa,
drink water.
do shut up, and I will drink water. God, I was just on the bus coming back from Cheltenham, and it choked to death. I had a very tasty little Polish chocky bicky, and it turned out it sort of like stuck in my throat, and I'm choking, sneezing because of the sunlight, because there hasn't been any sunlight for days on end, and so now when a sunbeam hits my eyes, I sneeze. Oh my God. Anyway, it's great fun, but it is lovely to see the sun, and you don't care. So I'm going now, and I will tack on the summary in a little bit. Bye-bye. All right then, you baccarat fans out there. We're doing pretty damn well. We're 108 shoes into this new analysis format. There's nothing sneaky, nothing crooked, nothing weird about it. It just looks at the numbers, adds them up for us, tells us where we stand. Right now, in 108 shoes, the house advantage is 1.6%. So that's a negative AV, actual value, minus 1.6%. Total action is 2.303 or 2.304 million. So based upon that negative AV, if the rule that says that if you encounter a negative expectation, and that's the percentage of your bankroll that you can your total action that you can expect to leave behind when you walk away from the table. Indicated result is minus 36,900, and instead of that, we're on 272,000 plus. We're on plus 11.8% of our total action so far. My apologies for my hiccups. My God, you have to put up with a lot. What with sneezing and coughing and farting and, oh God, no, throat clearing and all the rest of it. But this is real life. Anyway, looking at just wins versus losses, wins minus losses, we're looking at a negative expectation of minus 1.8%, but that's not entirely fair because ties do count. Go to the top and we can see how many ties there actually were. At least I think we can. I'm not sure. So look. Actually, no. I haven't. I just, I'm not. I don't care about ties really, but that's me. One thing that I haven't done on this new format is track the number of bankers and players. It's completely irrelevant to pattern betting. Doesn't mean anything to us. But I think that it's worth keeping an eye on, just to maintain confidence that the numbers in this worksheet are fair and accurate. I know they are. It would be stupid for me to fiddle or fake or fart around with tweak or twiddle or any of that stuff. It would just make absolutely no sense at all. But to the dumbos out there, of whom there are very, very many, they just assume that's what I must be doing. And for many of them, it's what they're paid to say. So, it's utter stupidity on their part, but then stupidity rules in casinos, at least on the player side. So, and I assume on the shill side. I mean, you hear nonsense coming out, even reasonable people like Vegas Matt and his crew. They seem intelligent and all the rest. Some of the stuff that comes out of their mouths is just utter twaddle, utter twaddle. But they love doing it, and they're just doing their job, which is to suck in as many people as possible, And for Vegas Matt to pretend that he's not promoting gambling and he's not leading lambs to slaughter, well, he's insulting all of us when he says stupid things like that. But even he admits that he's stupid, so what can I say? Anyway, there you go. That's it. We're at plus 11.8%. Total action 271.6. Why is that less than down below? That doesn't make sense, does it? I've got action down here of 2.3 and action up here. Oh no, there it is. That's my bad. Okay. It's exactly the same. Oh, I'm an idiot. Vegas Matt and I together were obviously twins. 2.303 is the same number as down below. The number I was looking at was the result, pattern betting result to date, 271 plus 1,000, and we should have lost 37,000, and oh dear, we did not. If we were Vegas Matt, we would have done, and we would have been proud to do so, because then we go home and pick the Moogle check off the mat and wing it to the bank. I'm sure it's all done electronically now, but I don't care. What am I talking about? See you next time.